What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We are currently with 3 rounds left to go of the 2012 season, season 3 of the Rags to Riches sequel. And if you have missed any of the previous episodes, then you can go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screen. So there'll be a playlist up there so you can go catch up with every single episode so far of this series. But 3 races left to go. We're currently in P6 in the championship, and just look how close it is from P6 all the way to P2. That separates a Sauber to a Lotus seat, and you've also got Force India in there with 3rd and 4th as well. Lewis Hamilton at the moment only 14 points ahead of me. All the other guys separated in there as well. The Force India seat is only 5 points ahead of me as well, so it is very, very close at this stage of the season with 3 races left to go, and we are trying to hunt down that Lotus seat. If we can get a Lotus seat for next year, that'll be absolutely incredible. So fingers crossed we can do it, and we can make a good start here today at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We're looking at the emails for today's race. So tyre wear issues, don't need to worry about that. Don't need to worry about race results data. Teammate challenge, I think we've pretty much beaten. Yes, we've beaten Kamil Kobayashi now because he cannot get any more podiums. He's beaten us on out-qualified and pretty much on the fastest laps, but we're not really too worried about that. And the race information for the Yas Marina, I mean, we don't really have to worry about that because it's going to be dry all weekend. Okay, was not expecting that. What on earth is going on? Why is there torrential rain in the desert? What is going on there? Wow, heavy rain. Heavy rain in a desert. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, that may make things a little bit more difficult going into this race weekend. It's going to be raining in qualifying and in the race. Raining in qualifying and in the race in Abu Dhabi. I did not expect to say that at any point in this Rags to Riches career mode. Anyway, the team want me to qualify in 10th place and finish the race in 7th. But as long as we beat everybody other than Fernando Alonso, I don't mind. So pretty much 2nd is the goal. We need to beat everybody because we need to catch up in the championship. But can we do that? Can we push on for a Lotus seat at the end of this season? Let's find out as we head over to the race weekend for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Here goes then, 1-shot qualifying at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We need a good session. We need a good lap because we need to try and beat the guys around us like Sebastian Vettel and Mark Webber, but also Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton up there as well. So we need a good session. Let's try and get through this lap nice and clean. He hits the bollard there, running it wide. That is not a good start to the lap, especially as we've lost a lot of time on the exit, but we still got a long way left to go. So fingers crossed we can make up the time. Oh no, I've got a lot of cars ahead of me right now. Okay, please guys, please, please, please. Don't get in my way. Don't get in my way. Don't get in my way. Massa out the way. I'm just going to barge out the way, Massa. Don't get in my way, mate. And I'm on a quick lap. I'm purple at the moment. I need this to be good. I need this to be good. I need to get into Q2. I'm under a lot of pressure. The sun is setting. It's absolutely burning in the distance ahead of me. But look at all these back markers. All these slow running cars at the moment. As I'm just going to try and get past Charles Peak now. Get out the way, Charles. Get out the way. You're not even going fast, mate. Come on. Just move, 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 move. Jenson Button. He might want to try and slow me down so that I don't get anywhere near his lap time. So we're going to go to the right-hand side through the last couple of corners now. Come on. Come on. This lap does seem like it is a good one. John O'Verne's still in the way. What are you doing, pal? He's trying to stay in the qualifying session down towards the line. There we go. Good job. And Poe as well. Look at that. Only just to Sebastian Vettel, but 3/10 of a second is good enough. And there we are into Q2. A lot better than what we have had in previous qualifying sessions. Although India, we actually got into Q2 nice and easy as well. So the Sauber car does seem very quick. But John O'Verne goes out along with the back markers. So it looks like it's the usual suspects going into Q2. And can we get into Q3? Let's find out. The sun is setting here in Abu Dhabi as we go round the final couple of corners to start our 1-shot qualifying session here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in Q2 as we catch up now to another back marker. This time it is a Force India, I believe, a Paul di Resta, who is probably going to get in my way as I move over to the left-hand side and just about avoid him there. Slow in towards turn 1, but it was slow last time in towards turn 1, so it's not really too much of a difference. So far, 73 thousandths of a second up on Roman Grosjean's time, which is good. It's exactly what we need, but Hulkenberg, get out my way, mate. Get out the way. Ah, back markers. Really, really upsetting my lap here in Abu Dhabi. They did it in Q1. They're trying to do the same thing here in Q2. Hopefully, they will not prevail. Right, following a Ferrari, which I believe is Felipe Massa. Now, he's probably going to brake very early down in towards this corner. How are we doing on the sector split with purple? Purple at the moment. Beautiful. That's exactly what we need. Purple will keep us in Q2. We're 1 second faster than Roman Grosjean's time as well, which is even better. Right, here we go. Under the hotel. The lights are on in the hotel at the moment as we go through the final couple of corners now. Power down. DRS open. 2 more corners left to go on this circuit. Flick it through the right. Don't lose the back end. Good, we didn't do that. Okay, 1 more right left to go through the corner. Power down, DRS open, use the curves, down towards the line. Smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. Look at that. Wow. 1 whole second faster than Sebastian Vettel. Woohoo! We could be on for another pole position here today, boys and girls. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it does happen because we do need to beat Vettel, Hamilton, Webber and Button in today's race. Grosjean, Di Resta, Kobayashi, Ricciardo, Michael Schumacher and Bruno Senna and, of course, Nico Hülkenberg as well all go out from today's session. So disappointing result for those guys, but doesn't matter. We're into Q3. We're into the top 10 shootout. Now, can we get pole position? It's Q3 time. It is the final one-shot qualifying session of this race weekend. And Sebastian Vettel is currently sitting in pole position with a 142.523. Now, we know that we can get a 141.9 with back markers in our way. So, fingers crossed on this lap, it can be a good one. As we go through turn 1, nice and tidy through there. Running a little bit too wide. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it's not too bad at the end of the day. Because we, of course, did have Paul Di Resta slowing us up on our Q2 lap. Pole position at the moment. 3 thousandths of a second faster than Sebastian Vettel's time. Come on, we can do this. Just we need to keep our head down, keep it knuckled in, and try and just maximize every single corner on this track. Come on then, what is the Sector 2 split time as we come down in towards the triple chicane? 1 second up on Vettel's time. Oh no, that's not good though. That is not good. That's going to lose us a bit of time. But still, 1 second. Pretty sure it didn't lose us 1 second through that corner. Maybe a couple of seconds, but definitely not one. No, not any seconds at all. Maybe a couple of tens, but definitely not 1 second. As we come down towards the hotel section, we need to completely knuckle down and just fix this end of the lap because we are on for our second pole position of the season. Here we go. Through these couple of corners. It seems like we do better at street circuits than anywhere else on the F1 calendar. 2 more corners left to go. Can it be a second pole position of the season? No! No, we've ruined it, but we still may have a chance to get further up the field than P10. I don't think we have. Oh, no. Commentators flipping curse. Oh, no. Oh, how have we done that? Bottle job. Everyone just put bottle job in the comments because I deserve that. I jinxed myself. I said I was on for pole position, and yeah. Now we're starting in P10 because I took a little bit too much curb through that penultimate corner. Oh, I can't believe I've done that. I cannot believe I've done that. But Sebastian Vettel is today's pole man for today's race with Fernando Alonso 2nd, Lewis Hamilton 3rd, Jenson Button 4th, Mark Webber 5th, Rosberg 6th, Raikkonen 7th, Massa 8th, Pastor Maldonado in 9th, and there is myself in P10. So it looks like we've got a bit of a race on our hands tomorrow, but we do know that we are very quick around this circuit, so there is a chance to have a bit of a race with the other guys, catch up to him as the race goes on, and just see what we can do. However, there is supposed to be rain in the race. Whether it's with us for the whole entire race, I'm not too sure. We're just going to have to wait and see, but there will definitely be rain in the race. We do have to be aware of that. But P10 is still not too bad. It's still in the points at the moment, and there is definitely still a chance to get ahead of everybody ahead of us and try and get the race win here today. But can we do it? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's race day here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and as you can see out on track, there is a slight amount of rain at the moment, but we are starting in P10. The team want me to finish 7th in today's race, which I do believe is possible, but the rain ever so slightly on track. We can't switch to the intermediate tyres at the start. We have to start on the option tyres. So that is what we're going to do here today. Start on the options, pit for the primes on lap 6 unless the rain comes down any heavier, and we're going to go on aggressive fuel strategy just to sort of underfuel the car, be very fast at the quick, and very fast at the start of the race, and yeah, not drift out too much in my car. 100% chance of rain, as we've already seen it's raining out on track. Nothing else really to talk about though, so let's get down to the track and get today's race underway. Sebastian Vettel lines up in pole position then for today's race. And there you go, the rain slightly coming down out on track. I'm in P10 for today's race with Kamui Kobayashi in P13, I believe he is. Is he in P13? Yes, Kamui Kobayashi is in P13. We have got all of our rivals ahead of us. Hamilton, Button, Vettel and Webber. It's 5 red lights, lights out, and away we go for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Down in towards turn 1. I need to pick my spot, pick my gap down in towards turn 1. It's going to be very tight, very twisty, and it's going to be hardly any grip because of the wet circuit as well. So we do have to be careful of that one. But going in between a Mercedes and a Red Bull at the start. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff there. Moving up into P5. Can we get Jenson Button as well down towards this corner? We're going to try it. Brake later than him, but be cautious because, of course, we are drifting quite a bit with the wet track. Look at the grip. Terrible, terrible grip at the moment out on track. Or at the inside of Hamilton, maybe wheel-to-wheel contact between the two of us, but we get the job done and we move up into P3. There we go. Lovely job on Lewis Hamilton. Now, what can we do on Fernando Alonso? Can we get past the Ferrari man? Let's wait and see. We may have a little look up the inside down in towards this corner. Going to brake earlier than the 150 meter board just in case, because we don't want to slingshot past this corner because that will lose us a lot of time. And just want to be a bit cautious on this first lap because it's raining and we don't know how much grip we have got on these tyres. So we're a little bit cautious, but we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. However, I am inclined maybe to go onto the intermediate tyres at the moment, but we'll wait and see how this track develops, as we are very much right behind Fernando Alonso at the moment. But we just can't take any speed through those corners. One, because I don't trust the curbs. I don't trust that I'm going to touch a curb and not lose the back end. And two, just because I don't feel the grip in the car at the moment. So we'll just have to wait and see. But let's see how we do through this right-hander. That's not too bad at the moment. But still, again, we're just not quick. I think, yeah, it's definitely time for intermediate tyres. I think it's definitely, if it's not time for intermediate tyres now, it's going to be time for intermediate tyres very, very soon. So we may as well do the jump now. We may as well do it now. If we can get it over and done with, we can be quicker as the race starts to come into the intermediate phase. So here we go, coming into the pits for the intermediate tyres for today's race. Whereabouts is this going to put us out on track? Anybody else coming into the pit lane? I don't think so. I believe we are the only driver making that gamble coming onto the intermediate tyres. So here we go, intermediate tyres for our first stop in the race. A 3.1 second stop from the team. And we're going to be coming out in P19 at the moment. But whereabouts is everybody else going to be? It's going to be nice and dry down underneath the tunnel. And we're going to come out in P21 at the moment. P21. Not too bad. Very happy with that. And yeah, there we go. Up into P21. Looking to try and get past the Rain Caterham. And of course the other back markers as well. Look at that. Lovely down in towards the chicane. Okay, we drifted a little bit. But it was still a lot quicker than we took in the option tyres. Oh, barging pick out the way through that corner. But nevertheless, we got the job done. We're just trying to get through the back markers. I literally do not care what I do to any of these back markers as long as I get past. As Heikki Kovalainen going for the overtake on Timo Glock, I believe that is, down in towards this chicane. Breaking the 150 meter board. Going to go right behind, right around the outside of Timo Glock. And now try and get past the not the Rain Caterham. No, that's the Heikki Kovalainen. What am I on about? As not a good line through that corner. And that is actually going to allow Timo Glock to come back at us. But he's not as quick in a straight line. And we get the job done. Right. Heikki Kovalainen. Are we better than you under braking? We should be. And yes, we are. We go up the inside of Heikki Kovalainen, get the job done, and move up into P17. Okay, the leaders still not pitting. They still believe that it is time for the dry tyres. I disagree with them massively, although I am quite slow. I mean, look, Heikki Kovalainen is very much on my tail, so we're not exactly the quickest at the moment. Vettel's still in the lead of today's race. There's somebody who's had a problem down in towards this corner. It's Paul de Resta. Yes, Paul de Resta having a problem down in towards that left-hander. So it looks like maybe now it is time for the intermediate tyres. Maybe it's time for the leaders to come and make that gamble going onto the green wall tyres. But we'll wait and see how quick are we through this section of corners. Looks like we are a lot quicker than the guys ahead of us. Look how much we're catching up to those guys. Quite a considerable amount. 3.7 seconds is the gap at the moment to Nico Hülkenberg. But we will wait and see whether they come into the pits on this lap, as they are having a huge old battle down in towards this next corner. I'm going to brake very, very late in towards it. Try not to go into the back of Nico Hülkenberg. I'm going to go around the outside instead, though. And in towards this right. There we go. Should get the job done on Nico. And there we go. Job done on Nico Hulkenberg. Up into P15, following behind Bruno Senna in the slipstream. Should be able to go for the overtake on the left-hand side on the Williams driver. And there we go, job done on Bruno Senna. Maybe Ricciardo as well, barging past the Toro Rosso driver. But like I said with Charles Piquet, get the job done. He's so much slower than me at the moment, so I might as well do it. And up next for me is Michael Schumacher in P12. Then it's Kamui Kobayashi. So far, so good in today's race. Schumacher going very slowly through this little right-hand, and we may be able to pounce down in towards this next corner, which we do. Up the inside of Michael Schumacher. Yes, there we go. Up the inside of Schumacher and get the job done. Kamui Kobayashi is up next, drifting a little bit wide through that corner. So the leaders finally come into the pits. It's definitely time. Look at it. Look at the weather and look at the track. It is so wet at the moment. We go around the outside now of Kamui Kobayashi. He comes into the pit lane and we should move up into the lead of this race. But let's wait for the confirmation on that one. And there we go. Into the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's going to be by quite a bit as well. So I'm very, very happy about that. The gap to Alonso, who's currently in second. Raikkonen's in third, mainly because of all those other guys getting held up in the pit stop phase. So that's really, really good news for us, because it means none of the guys who I'm batting with in the championship for that Lotus seat are right on my tail. They're not even in the top 3. So that is really, really good news at this stage of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As Sebastian Vettel's even come out behind my teammate. What a disastrous pit stop that has been. And Mark Webber's going to be even further down, because he had to wait, of course, for Vettel to get service before he could even get away. And what about Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button as well? Of course, they're going to get held up. So, disastrous stuff there for the Red Bulls and the McLaren drivers. But Fernando Alonso looks like he has come out on top. But not as good as my race strategy, pitting for those intermediate tyres very early on and getting the job done on the other guys, as we're going purple through every single corner at the moment. But no doubt Alonso probably will catch me up by the end of maybe even like lap 6 or something like that. It's going to be very, very close between me and Alonso, because those guys are quicker than me in the wet. There we go, fastest lap of the race so far. Alonso won't beat that because he did come into the pits on this lap, but the gap, no, it hasn't actually come down. It's 6.8, so it's still very much the same as it was on the previous lap. So Alonso not able to close up to me at the moment, but that was his first lap on those intermediate tyres. He's just getting up to grips. Maldonado in 4th. So still, none of the McLarens or the Red Bulls in the top 4. Vettel in P8 at the moment. This could be really, really good news for me in the championship. The rain definitely picking up at the moment out on track. Look at it. It's covering my visor at the moment. Covering my screen at the moment. So it's looking like it could veer towards the full wet tyres. We'll wait to see though. We're not going to take the gamble because we are in the lead of the race. We've got everything to lose at the moment. So there would be no point in pitting for the full wet tyres. We'll wait and see what the leaders do. If they come in for full wets, I'll come in for full wets. But that was not the best laps for myself, a 154.636. What has Alonso done? He is 6 seconds behind me. I think he may have gone purple on that lap, but the gap is still 6 seconds, so he's not really closed up a lot. Only 8 tenths on that lap. 4.8 seconds now is the gap to Fernando Alonso. So he is definitely picking up the pace at this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That was a good lap there from Fernando as he tries to put, look, 153.1, beating my fastest lap time there by 4 seconds, as I've set a 154 on that previous lap. So we need to pick up the pace. Otherwise, Alonso is going to be on my tail within 2 laps. That's better, 153.671. No doubt, though, Fernando Alonso has gone faster. No, it's pretty much the same. 4.802 seconds is the gap still to Alonso. So Alonso not going too much quicker than myself at the moment. We just need to keep our head down and make sure that we stay ahead of him. But Hamilton now up into P4. So we do have one of my rivals up into the points. Unfortunately, it's the one I didn't want it to be. I'd rather it be Mark Webber, who was up into P4. But unfortunately, it is Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, looks like the weather is going to improve shortly. Rain will ease off in 5 minutes' time.
Okay then, rain will ease off in 5 minutes' time. Good news for me, because I'm a lot faster in the dry than I am in the wet. So Fernando Alonso trying to catch me up will probably not happen as long as it gets to the dry tyre phase. But we've still got 5-6 laps left to go. So Alonso, he's not too far behind me. I think the gap's like 3 point something seconds now to Fernando Alonso. We'll wait and see as he comes across the sector split time. But 3.4 seconds is the gap to Alonso. So he's not too far behind, but far enough that he cannot make an overtake at the moment. But the sun is definitely coming out. The rain is definitely starting to slow down. So it should only be a matter of time before we go onto the dry tyres. As Alonso comes into the pits. Is that for dry tyres? Has Alonso just made the gamble to go onto dry tyres? We'll have to wait and see what Raikkonen does. Yes, they've gone for the option tyres. Okay, this could be very, very interesting. This could actually lose me the lead of this race. Fernando Alonso going for the dry tyres. So does everybody else, but we are not. So the good news for us is that we won't get held up in the pit lane. Alonso might. Alonso might, but look at the grip. The grip is bad at the moment on these intermediate tyres. It's drying up. Definitely drying up out on track. Look at that. Come on. No, no, no. We're going to have it all to do then in the dry tyre phase because I am struggling. I am really, really struggling at the moment. But the gap to Alonso, 17 seconds. Is that enough? Is that enough? Raikkonen only 4 seconds behind him. I would really like to win today's race because it would give me a solid chance of trying to catch up to Lewis Hamilton and the other guys in the championship, but just not finding any grip at the moment out on track. Gap to Alonso now, 14 seconds. He has caught up a whole 3 seconds in the space of a sector. Wow, I mean, I'm not surprised. Look at that line. Look at that. Struggling for grip so much out on track at the moment. Alonso is definitely going to overtake me in the pit stop phase, but just means that we've got to push on the final couple of laps. Into the pits we go, then running it wide once more. But tyres, option tyres, let's do this. Let's push on these option tyres. No, don't run wide here. Come on, come on, come on. Right, into the pits. Into the pits we go, saving fuel. And now we need a good pit stop. We need a good pit stop from the team. Alonso is going to get us. So is Raikkonen. But how far back are we going to be? I think the gap was about 10 seconds when we came into the pit lane. Unfortunately, with this stupid game, it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you when to go on to dry tyres. Whereas at least when everybody else is going to be coming into the pits for dry tyres, Jeff gives you the information on F1 2016. That doesn't happen here today. But we've come out in P3. We're still on the podium. And happily, we are still ahead of Lewis Hamilton. A guy that we have to beat in today's races. I've got a penalty for cutting the white line. Not having that. I mean, I did cut it. But do you want to see by how much? I think it was like a tyre. Where's my camera view? I want a different camera view. There we go. Right. So, oh, great. I don't get a different camera view, do I? Okay. I cut it by the tiniest of margins, pretty much. So, let's just use a flashback there. And let's just forget that that happened. Oh, okay. I've run onto the gravel. Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant start. But we're quicker on the dry tyres than the AI. So, let's see what we can do. Okay, then I think we are gaining on Kimi Raikkonen. 3.3 seconds is the gap. Only 2 laps left to go. Come on. Come on. 2 laps left to go then in this race. The gap to Raikkonen at the moment, 2.03 seconds. Fastest lap of the race so far. We are gaining on the leaders, but not by enough. We need to be quicker than this. We're not going to get Fernando Alonso. We've been screwed over by Jeff, and he has taken the race win away from us. But can we at least get Kimi Raikkonen? Here it is then. Final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Right on the tail of Kimi Raikkonen in that Lotus. Fernando Alonso leads this race, and he's definitely going to go on to win it. But here we go. Last couple of corners of the race. What can we do on Kimi Raikkonen? The gap, 0.7 seconds. 0.7 of a second is the gap to Kimi Raikkonen, which means that we will get DRS on the Lotus driver. But will it be enough? Will it be enough to overtake him? Let's find out as we go through this left. Then the right. Come on, come on. We're so close to the back now of Kimi Raikkonen. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable how close we are to the back of Kimi Raikkonen that we should surely have the chance to go for the overtake using DRS. But here we are in the slipstream of Kimi Raikkonen. DRS activated. Come on. Come on. Down in towards this next chicane. Surely we've got the job done. He's going to go defensive. No, he is not. Braking at the 150 meter board. Up the inside of Kimi Raikkonen. I get the left-hand side. Can I squeeze him out? Yes, I can. There we go. Getting the corner. Down in towards the chicane. Up into P2. And there we go. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the race win here today. Fernando Alonso has got that after... I mean, it's Jeff's fault. It is entirely Jeff's fault that I haven't won today's race. If Jeff told me to come into the pits at the same time that Alonso came into the pits, I would have won. Honestly, I'm faster than Alonso. I'm setting the fastest lap of the race so far. So I would have definitely won this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But it's just seriously, seriously disappointing here today not to get the race win after being quickest all weekend. And even in the wet weather, we were doing a good job. We weren't the quickest in the wet, but at least we were doing a solid job, not making any mistakes and just keeping it clean. But here we go through the final couple of corners. We have beaten all of our rivals in today's race. There is a positive out of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Round the final corner, Fernando Alonso is the race winner, but we're going to take home P2 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. A fantastic result here today. 18 points on board, and that is 6 points, I believe, gained on Lewis Hamilton, which takes the championship gap, I think, If I can work out my maths correctly, I think that's 8 points. The gap is now to Lewis Hamilton. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can catch up to him over the final 2 races. But Alonso, he is today's race winner, with myself in second and Kimi Räikkönen in third. Lewis Hamilton finishes today's race in fourth, with Nico Rosberg fifth. Then it's Sebastian Vettel in sixth, which means we have definitely jumped him in the championship. Kamui Kobayashi in 7th, Grosjean in 8th, Massa in 9th, Hulkenberg in 10th. So where are the other guys? Jenson Button in 13th and Mark Webber down in 14th after being held up in the pit stop phase, because obviously they are the second car. So when they're double stacking them in the wet to dry transition, those guys are losing out massively, and unfortunately for Jenson Button and Mark Webber, they're way down outside the points for today's race. And it looks like their championship hunt and their championship battle with us is over. But we just have to wait and see what the last 2 races have in store. Heikki Kovalainen, the only DNF for today's race. It's not something that we really worry about too much, so nothing really to talk about there. Let's have a look then at the Drivers' Championship. And where are we? P3. Look at that. P3. Wow. If someone said to me at the start of this season, after like the first 6 or 5 rounds of this championship, that I'd be in P3 this season, I would have just laughed at them. I would have laughed at them. I did not expect to be up here in P3. Yes, it's probably helped that we're in a better car now in that Sauber, but still 199 points, nearly hitting the 200 mark, and only 8 points behind Lewis Hamilton. Only 8 points now behind Lewis Hamilton. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff. We could have that Lotus seat for next season. We're currently in a Force India seat. We are 10 points ahead of Jenson Button, who holds the Sauber seat for next season, and we're well clear of Roman Grosjean. It looks like we're not even... I don't think he can catch us up, can he? 2 races left to go, 50 points. No. Roman Grosjean cannot catch us up in the championship, so it's either going to be a Sauber, a Toro Rosso... No, a Sauber, sorry, a Force India, or a Lotus seat for next season. So, fingers crossed, it is the Lotus seat for next season, as that will really, really help us to, one, challenge for the championship in 2013, but also get us maybe a Mercedes seat for F1 2014. We're just going to have to wait and see on that one. But, wow, P3 and only 8 points off Lewis Hamilton. It's absolutely incredible stuff. Although it does confirm now that Fernando Alonso is the world champion. Alonso has won the championship with 2 rounds left to go, so well done to Alonso. That's 2 World Championship victories to him in a row. It means that the rags to riches is gone to Vettel in 2010 and Alonso in 2011 and 2012. And that makes Fernando Alonso now a 4-time World Champion in Formula 1, so well done to him. Constructors' Championship, we are in P5, closing up to Lotus. I still don't think it's going to be possible for us to overtake them. There's about a 40-point gap to the Lotus team, but fingers crossed it could still happen. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens on that one. But it's very close now between the McLarens and the Red Bulls for the Constructors' Championship. Only 20 points in it for those guys, with Ferrari still in contention if Felipe Massa can pull his finger out and get some decent results this season. But that's it for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula 1 content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I will see you next time at the penultimate round of the season, the American Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.